Hardly 10 have joined. Am I audible? Abhishek?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah. We'll wait for 2 more minutes, then we'll start. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon, students. So, we are discussing about the project organizations. So, here you can see on the screen, the project organizations are project manager as a staff assisting to chief executive. Second one is project manager as a staff specialized staff function. And the third one is the matrix organization. So in yesterday's class, we have studied about the matrix organization. It is a combination of the matrix of the functional staff as well as a project staff, so that you will be able to complete the assigned project in time. Okay, we have discussed so many advantages of the matrix organization. So what are the disadvantages? What are the disadvantages of a matrix organization? Can anyone put in a chat box? One thing is there. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah. Now, what are the disadvantages? So here you can see, as I was telling you, equally both are responsible for completion of the project. So what may be the disadvantage of this matrix organization. It is a set of complex activities need to be taken care by everyone. What may be the disadvantage according to you then, so that I will list out the other things. Anyone can unmute or put in a chat box. You understood, no? What is matrix organization? Yesterday we have discussed in detail about that. Okay. So no response from your end. Work overloaded. Yes, of course, work. Who is unmuted? I'm not getting the clear voice from your side. Work overloaded. Okay. Nikita Kamne. Okay, then what else? What else may be the disadvantage? As the flow diagram clearly tells, there are two decision makers, two owners of that project. Two owners of that project may create conflict in decision making of the project related activities. So overloaded is, of course, team roles may not be, yes, that is what I wanted to tell. Team roles may not be clearly defined. So the project manager and the functional manager, because there are two managers who is handling under two head, the workforce has to work. So in that case, whom to report? Whom to report? That may be the confusion. The trouble normally starts when the functional department would not take up the work. So functional, both are equally responsible under the same project, then one may show the fingers to the other. So functional manager tells it is the project manager responsibility, he has to take the decisions. So he will show the finger to the others. In that conflict, you may not be delay in taking the decisions under two heads. Under two heads, delay in taking the decisions. So that may leads to the conflicts, and even the worst may happen when the resources are withdrawn without the project manager's prior knowledge. So the functional manager may withdraw the resources from his department without consulting the project manager. That may also happen, and the project manager starts deciding, he will start picking up the functional people, so that may also lead to the conflicts between two owners, between the two leaders of that project. So that two leaders may get into the confusion and the conflicts may arise. So in that case, the project completion will get delayed. In that case, the project completion may get delayed, and they will not be able to balance between the project as well as a functional manager, functional staff. In that case also, the project, because of they are not able to take the decisions quickly, so in that case also the project may get delayed. So a balance matrix where there is a balance of a power is there. Here the balance of a power is there. Because of two leaders or because of two heads, the things may lead delayed in taking the decisions. So that may happen. So for that, the project manager should be one. Under him, the functional managers can work to help the completion of a project in time or with the resources available in the industry. So that leads to the disadvantages of a matrix organization, leads to the task force organization. That is what we are going to discuss today. I'll make it full screen so that measuring of employees' performance. Yes, that measuring of employees under two heads, whatever may be the task, under two heads, it becomes very difficult to assess the people or to take the decisions or to assign the work, delegate. So that is what a project should be there under one head, so that a project manager is responsible for taking all the decisions and picking the functional staff from the various departments. So that leads to the task force organization. Task force. Task. What is the task here? What is the task? Completion of the project. Any of the projects may be the task. For that, the alternative arrangement of the matrix organization itself is a task force organization. So that is again the project manager, and he avoids the disappointment or disopinion or any conflicts. So that leads to the task force organization. So in this arrangement, project manager delegated the full authority. A full authority is given to the project manager itself to take the decisions for the project. So there is clearly no the functional manager will not interfere. The functional manager or the functional staff who are working for that project will not interfere in taking any of the decisions of that particular project. So the project manager is whole and soul of that project. There is clearly no they will not put their head into the decisions taken by the project manager in the various functions. So no dual decisions will take place over here, because in a matrix organization, project manager will take some decision, functional manager will take some decision. Because of that, so both the decisions are not same. So that leads to the confusion and a conflict for taking the decisions in case of a matrix organization. Here, no dual decisions. Project manager is whole and sole authority given to him. No delay in taking the decisions also. And no delay reporting for the workforce also. When two people are not able to take the decisions, what happens? They cannot communicate to the workforce what they have to do next. That delay also will be reduced or minimized or totally becomes zero when there is one head under him, the workforce is working. So the project manager make all the decisions, but all the decisions in the sense within the power given to him, within the policies or the procedure assigned to him by the chief executive of the company, by the chief. Within the policies, whatever the policies of that industry is there, whatever the procedure of that industry is there, so he has to follow the policies and the procedures assigned to him by the seniors or by the chief executive or by the owner of the company. Within his limits, he will be having the whole power to take the decisions regarding his project. A task force is created by drawing the personnel from various functional departments. So here, the project manager himself decides who should be there in his team from the various functional departments. So from the flow diagram, you just see there is a chief executive of the industry. Project is put in a vertical line. Engineering, procurement, construction. So under the project, the task force engineering is there. Task force engineering is there. For the task force engineering, from the engineering section, there is one. For the task force procurement, from the procurement section, you are having, and from the construction, you have a task force for the construction. So depending on the scope, task force for engineering, so you are picking it, the functional staff from the engineering section. Who will pick the staff? The project head. The project head has formed three different tasks. Three different tasks. One is task force engineering, and task force procurement, and task force construction. So these three activities are created by the project manager. So he is going to pick the people or the staff from the engineering section for the task force engineering, and from the procurement section, the functional staff will be picked for the task of procurement, and for the task force construction, from the construction, you can see the dotted lines. So you can see the dotted lines. These dotted lines represents the one from the functional employees. You are picking the functional staff to complete that project. So like this, the task force is created by drawing the personnel from the various functional departments and putting them under the project manager. So similarly, and the staff assigned will be continue to receive all the administrative support. Who then they have to listen to the project manager itself, the functional heads of engineering, procurement, and construction. From here, we have taken the staff from the functional. So they don't have any authority over the staff picked by the project manager. So they have to staff under the task force has to report to the project manager itself. Are you able to follow what we are discussing? Is there any confusion? Are you able to understand? Yes or no? Am I audible first?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Are you able to judge what is task force? Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me continue. Okay. So the staff assigned will continue to receive the administrative support from the home department itself, but they will only respond to the project manager. Here, no dual decisions. When they are picked from their original department, from the functional department, the full authority or to whom they have to report is only to the project manager until and unless they have been relieved from that project which is going on. Till then, project manager will be having the full authority or the full responsibility over the workforce picked from the various functional departments. Receive all the directions. So the project manager is having the whole responsibility of directing, coordinating with the workforce from the functional department. So that is what is clearly indicated in the task force. Whenever there is depending on the task, he is going to pick the people from the functional. So the authority is, authority is indicated by the lines, full lines, what you are seeing. There are two lines earlier in the earlier organization, what we have done, you were shown with only the full lines. Here there are two lines. One is a full line and one more is a dotted line. So The full line indicates the authority. The full line indicates the authority, and the dotted lines are shown to show the relationship between the functional staff and the functional. So from which section they have been picked. So that the dotted line indicates. The relationship shown by the dotted lines enables the communication of functional staff with their respective functional departments, with their respective functional obtained from the technical support. Until and unless the project completes, they are not supposed to worry about what is going on in their own departments of engineering, construction, or some other department. So till project completes, they will be working under the project manager itself. They have to follow the directions given by the project manager, and they have to coordinate and communicate for successful completion of the project. It is also necessary to communicate to the functional department should be through the project manager. Whenever they want to send a message to the functional, their original department directly, they cannot approach to the original departments. Whatever the message they have to send, they can send it. They have to report it to the project manager first. Then through the project manager, the message will be sent to the their own original functional department. So like this, the communication arrangement is made so that there will not be any confusions whom to report and when to report. So whatever, once they have picked, they are whole and soul of the project section itself. Even they want to pass on some of the messages to the project team, they have to approach the project manager as line will be followed for any of the suggestions. It is also necessary for the communication to the functional department should be through the project manager itself. There is no direct link between the functional staff and their original departments. So that care they have to take until they complete their projects. So then the loyalty, what was happening, those who were picked from the functional organization, they were reporting to the functional manager in case of a matrix organization. This confusion will not be there in case of a task force. So the loyalty they have to show the functional staff only clearly to the project manager itself, clearly to the project head itself. And the project with this arrangement will move very fast. So you will be able to complete all the works within the scheduled time. Before that, with the full efficiency, you will be able to work for that project. So here there is no dual reporting system is there until and unless you completely complete the project. So this is what is the task force organization. So here you can see again, I'll show you the chart by what these full lines and what these dotted lines represents. In a vertical line, main structure of the industry, that is organization, is chief executive, project manager, engineering department, procurement department, and the construction department. So under the engineering department, central engineering section is there. Then under the procurement, you have a central procurement section is there. Then under the construction, you have a central construction section is there. So this is about the vertical line of the organization. This is the main structure of the organization. When the project you are taking up, when a new project you are taking up, so that project you are going to divide depending on the area of work. So they have divided into task force, engineering section, they have done it separately. Then task force procurement section, they have done it separately. Then task force construction. For one project, they have created 3 task force teams. 3 different task force teams have been created under the head of a project leader. Who is going to pick the functional staff? Only the project manager is going to pick the functional staff from the various sections. So now he has created one task force, that is an engineering section. So for that, the project leader picks the staff from the functional engineering department. You can see the dotted lines over here. Shall I move it totally full? So you are able to see my cursor. Sorry. So from the engineering section, he has picked one functional staff. That is task force for engineering. Similarly, for the task force for the procurement section, so they have picked the staff from the procurement section. Just go through the dotted lines. And for the for the task force construction, they have picked it from the construction section. So 3 divisions have been done under the leadership of the project manager to complete that defined project. So under the task force engineering, again the sub team will be there, or the team of people will be there. They will take care of whether to what part of a activity is given as given to the contractor and what they are able to execute. Again, that will be the next step. So this is the task force organization for very small projects to medium projects. The size of the project may be completion within the 5 years of a time. You will be able to execute your project with this kind of the organizational structure. When the complexity increases all the time, so it is then the different sections, the different structure of the organizations are utilized. So is it clear what is the difference between the matrix organization and the task force organization? Any examples you can give for this? Any examples? Which project is running under the matrix organization and which project is running under the task force organization? 1 or 2 examples. Yes? All are here, all 39 students? Basavaraj, Gurudev, Prabhud. Any examples, 1 or 2 examples you can give for this kind of organization where you are finding? Yes? All are here now listening to my class?
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. Any examples? Real example, practical examples you can give? I'll show you one day the attendance before I start my class so that you will understand. I'll come to know who is listening to my class and who is idle in the class. All the records we can get it. So please be attentive and respond to my questions. Any examples you can give? With that examples we'll analyze again. defining the organization chart or organization structure is a big task, and it's very, very important task in the beginning of any of the industry or any of the projects. It is a challenging task. It is not just simple as what am I explaining and what you are listening and understanding. When practically you are put into, I will do some of the case studies also in a Saturday's class so that you will understand what is the complexity of deciding the organization chart for any of the projects or any of the industries. Any examples you can give? If you are giving the examples, with that I can analyze the things. Okay, so just go through and in the next class, try to give the examples. Okay. So only thing, when you are being focused to some particular task, that means you're totally focusing on the task which you are doing. So total focus on to the task so that you will be able to complete your projects within the scheduled time by using the resources available so that you will be able to complete your projects fast. So this is the main advantage of this task force organization. In the matrix organization, what was happening? Dual leaders were there, 2 leaders were there. So the functional manager was picking up the people, staff from the functional. He had some authority. So because of that, there was a conflict between the 2 leaders. So that delayed the decision making of any of the activities. So, but when the project is for the long duration and all, so you need to go with a matrix organization to get the expert knowledge of the functional staff also. But when the project is small to the medium scale, it is going to have a span of 2 to 5 years, then you can choose the task force organization structure so that you will be able to complete your project fast. With this arrangement, successfully you can complete the project. Okay. Any queries in this? Anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So there is 2 more organizations. I'm not going fast, no?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Totally projectized organization. There is only 1 more organization is left. That I will do it in next class. And on Saturday's class, we'll discuss 1 or 2 case studies. And so those who are interested for discuss case studies, you can put it in a chat box so that along with me, even we will take up 1 or 2 case studies. Now we are doing the organization, or you want to take the project profitability or cost estimation, you can take up the case studies on that. Just Google it. N number of case studies you are going to get it. Even I am choosing it from the case studies, either from the Herald book or from the Google itself. So that interesting, we can make it little interesting, the subject, or otherwise the subject is a little lengthy and it will become one-sided. Okay. So after that, we'll have what is contracting. Once we complete the organization charts, we have what is contracting and what are the what is 3 R's of 3 R's, that is reimbursement, responsibility, and the risk. Then how the tenders will be called, what is called as a tendering, and how you are going to select the contractors. You need to select the contractors because around 60 to 70% of the work you are assigning it to the contractors. So in what is the procedure, how you are finalizing the contractors and all, that is what you are going to study for the next 3rd unit, 2nd part. So that is, any doubts in this? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So I think so it is time up. So yesterday I have told something. So you need to log in with your USN and whatever the ID you have created earlier with your personal. Just have you done? Anyone has checked? Don't log in with the two IDs, okay? Because I'm getting some extra list in my assignment at the last. I have given some of the names. Just take care. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We'll stop the today's class. Will conclude with this class and we'll continue in the next class. That is the totally projectized organization that we will take up in a next class. When the scale increases, when you have the lifespan of the project is 2 and the complexity increases, even with the task force organization, we will not be able to manage. In that case, you need to go with totally projectized organization. What exactly is that? That we will study, take up in the next class. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.